So a few people have asked me how to start a fuel wholesale business. Right now, you remember you can't just sell fuel, but I thought I'm not going to give you guys this information. I'm going to give you someone who's been in this game for many years. He'll actually tell us how long he's been in the fuel industry, and he's going to tell us how you get into the wholesale fuel game. So there's a difference between wholesale fuel and retail fuel. Retail fuel, you need to actually go open a site like a Sasol or Engine, and that's retail. But wholesale, you don't really need a site like that, but you can then sell fuel literally from your office at home, and you just kind of push paper and you get your fuel going to wherever it needs to be, right? So I'm going to introduce you to this guy, and we're going to speak about how to start a wholesale fuel business. So I'm here with my friend Zahir. And Zahir has been in the fuel game for over 25 years, right?
Correct.
Okay, and he's going to give us some information. They run a company where they sell all different types of fuel. They do fuel wholesale. They're not a retailer. So they sell things like diesel, they sell petrol, they sell lubricants, they sell oils. What else? Am I missing anything?
No, that's pretty much
Is that pretty much it? Okay, so Zahir, people that watch this channel, they're into starting businesses. Some people have asked me, how do I start a fuel wholesale business, for example, selling diesel? So maybe let's first get into how you actually start selling fuel. What do you need? You're sitting there, maybe you've got a bit of capital and you want to start a fuel wholesale business. Like, what's the first step?
Okay, Aslam, thank you for the introduction. Like with all businesses, it all starts with your plan. So obviously you need to prepare a comprehensive business plan, which includes a cash flow forecast, an NPV, and as well as a procurement list and so on. And that then needs to be submitted with your application to the Department of Energy. Once they've assessed that, then they would then say yay or nay and approve your license or reject your license application. So once you're in possession of a wholesale license,
So maybe let's pause there. So you can't just start selling fuel.
no,
That's basically, you need a license.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone asked me, how do they start selling fuel? And I said, but you can't just start selling fuel. It's a regulated industry. You need a license. So what Zahir basically explained is there's a whole process, basically, that you need to submit a business plan, have your company submit it to the Department of Energy, and they then approve you to give you a license or not.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and once your license is approved, then what's the next step? Where do you get the fuel? What's the next step?
So on approval of your license, if you are a fuel wholesaler, it would all depend on where you intend to position yourself. And obviously, your biggest barrier to entry is obviously securing clientele with who would obviously justify your business case, as well as access to free capital.
Okay.
In this environment, it's not feasible to work on financed capital, obviously because the margins are so low.
Okay.
So on the wholesale side, while we enjoy large volumes, we don't enjoy the kind of margins that a retailer or retail service station would enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying there is, don't finance it. You rather have free capital available to fund that business. Ideally, you don't want to have debt in the business.
Correct.
Because it's a volume-based business.
Correct.
And the margins are thin.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of what would you say is a good number for people to start? If I were said to you, I want to start a fuel wholesale business, right? And I asked you, how much money do I need? What would your answer be to me?
There's no number.
There's no number.
No,
okay.
to be honest with you, there is no number, and it would all depend on where you see your business and whether you intend growing your business organically or whether you intend growing your business by acquiring large contracts. Like sometimes I have clients as well who secure state contracts, and then we would either obviously JV with them or something of that sort, or you have secured a block of or at least a construction company, or so on and so forth. So you have somewhere to start. You have to have a starting point. And in this industry, unless you seasoned or you have the experience, it's better to obviously cut your teeth, you know, at the
Yes.
low end. Obviously, once you have your wholesale license, yes, you can buy and sell and trade. Your next step would then be to open an account with the likes of Cecil, Engine, Shell.
Okay, so maybe let's pause there. So what you're saying is, where do you actually buy the fuel from? You're saying from the majors, the major oil companies.
So you buy the fuel from the majors. However, if you're saying, yes, my business model is structured to supply smaller volumes, so that's anything between 1,500 liters to 40,000 liters at a time. So in other words, we would call them break bulk deliveries. So if your business model is structured in that manner, then you can obviously procure fuel from your local depot, and there are many obviously in Gauteng and the rest of the country. If you're saying, yes, you know what, I have a good property and I would like to open up a wholesale depot, so in other words, other wholesalers would then buy from you, then in that instance, depending on the kind of storage that you're looking for, so you'd need to do an environmental impact assessment, you'd need to have your site approvals, building plans, as well as something we call NERSA certification. Okay. So that would then allow you to trade on that premises as a bulk fuel distributor, wholesaler.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not selling direct to the public, but you're selling to other wholesalers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about something, especially if someone doesn't have a lot of capital, but maybe let's just say for whatever reason, however they did it, let's say they secured a contract to supply fuel to a company.
Yeah.
But they don't have a license. Could they come to you and buy?
Yes.
So
what they could do is they could come to me, and they would then obviously fall under us as agents.
Okay.
So we would then enter into an agency agreement with them, so they can liaise freely with the client, but obviously ultimately the client would then be onboarded onto our platform, and then the client would then become our client. We would service the client, and the agent would then receive his commission, or at least depending on how we structure the transaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for someone out there that's looking to get into this business, but maybe you don't have the capital, what I hear Zahir saying here is, maybe you've got the contacts, maybe you've canvassed various companies and you know that they need diesel, for example, especially during load shedding, because that's something Zahir and them do. You know, when companies get load shedding, they deliver diesel to your door. If you don't have the money to start a fuel wholesale business on your own, then you could use a company like this, where you could say you've got the access to get the fuel from somewhere. You now just need to find the customer, and you'd still be making money without going through that long process of getting the license on your own. And maybe later in time, as you make money, right, then maybe that person can go ahead and then get their own license. Okay, so where do you guys operate?
Our offices are based in Houghton, and you can obviously check out our website, www.gmomsa.co.za, and obviously Aslam, you have all our details. So.
Okay, so if you want to do more research on that, you know, starting a fuel wholesale business, you can drop comments here on the video. If you've got questions, Zahir and I, we go back how long now? About 6 years, I think.
Yeah, maybe longer.
Yeah, maybe longer than that. And, you know, I'll pass the questions on to him. Alternatively, if you've got, you know, clients, or, you know, or you own a company where you guys need diesel, or, you know, someone who needs diesel, get in contact, and you'll be able to get, you know, commission from that. You can start earning an income from that as well. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Zahir.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers, everyone.